Hello, class. This is a video tutorial on the eye, and this is part one. There will be a part two. Okay, let's get started here. The last time I tried this, the video lasted too long, and YouTube will only accept a certain file size. So let's get started. Make your circle. You're going to start out with one large circle, as large as you can make it in your sketchbook. Leave a little bit of space, along the edge so you don't go right to the very edge of the page. One nice smooth circle. Okay, that's step one. Now I'm going to mark the center. You don't need to do this, but I'm going to put a nice big dot here so you can see it. Okay. You don't need to mark your center points as long as you can see the hole. Okay, the first step, leave your compass set at that radius, and we're going to mark this off into 6 equal segments. And so we'll have actually 6 marks or 6 little arcs. And just going around. Now I'm working quickly, so my accuracy is going to be off. Get your points right on the exact spot. Errors are cumulative, so if you make a little error at this point, it's going to multiply toward the end, and you'll be off even more. Okay, there's your 6 points. And the next thing we need to do is pick any 2 points. These two, these two, these two, so they're separated by 1 point. And when you connect some of these points, put your pencil or your pen right on one of the points, push your straight edge up against it, and then just rotate it into position. Instead of going like this and trying to get it exactly right, put a pencil right there. So all I'm looking at is this point right here with my eye, because I know this one's going to be lined up. I'm making my line a little bit darker so you can see it. All I need is that much of the line right in the middle. Do the same thing and then connect this to the center point. This point right here, line it up with the center of the circle. Okay. And then you're going to create a mark right here. Okay, so I do myself a line here in the middle and then connect this center point with the center of the circle and make a mark. You need that point right there. Okay, now you're going to adjust your compass so that this will be your radius right at that point. Make a little trial arc, make sure it lines up. Make sure you're in the original center point, okay? This circle is going to be half the size. When you draw this, this creates a perpendicular which bisects this line, this imaginary line right here. This is the exact center of both of these lines. Okay, compass in the center, make another circle. Okay. Now the next step is to transfer these 6 points onto the inner circle. Very simple to do. Let's start at the top. Place your pencil right here and transfer it down. I'm making this darker than needs to be. All I need is a little tick mark just to show that transfer. So I'm lining up this point with the center of the circle, transfer it, and just go right on around. I've already got, this one's already done because I did it before. Like I said, I'm making my points a lot darker just so you can see them. All you need is a little tick mark. Keep your pencil sharp, okay? Okay, don't change the radius on your compass that you use to draw this circle. Start with one of these points, and it should go through the center and be tangent to the large circle. So I use that as a center and just go right on around. And these circles are going to revolve around the center. Notice how the geometry, notice as you draw the circle, the points that it passes through. That's the beauty of this. All this geometry, look how it goes through all those points all along the way. And the last one will be right here. Okay, now that is an eye, but it's not complete yet. It's not really, it doesn't have the intensity and the levels that we have in this. This is just using 6 points. What we're going to end up with is eventually 24 points around this inner circle, with which we'll use to create all these circles. That's what you see here. It's just a whole bunch of circles revolving around the center. Okay, the next step is we've got 6 points on this inner circle. You can see the flower design here. That's all starting to come together. What we want to do is find a midpoint between these 2 points and do that in each place. That'll give us 12 points. Very easy to do. See this outer area here with these points? I'm going to circle these for you so you can see them. See those points where those circles, those revolving circles intersect? Pencil point on the center, line it up with that intersection point right there, make a mark, and just go all the way around. Actually, if I do this, if I take the 2 opposite points, it saves a couple steps because all I need to do then is mark and mark. So connect the 2 opposite points going through the center. I'm lining up this point right here with this point and make a little mark on that inner circle. Got one more to go here. That's a little bit quicker step than doing one at a time. Okay, now I've got the original 6 points plus 6 more. That gives me 12 points. So at this point, I still have this radius. Now, what I would suggest is maybe I'm going to make this with a marker. You could just use a really light colored pencil or just a dot. I'm going to make this real big so you can see these, okay? These are the ones that, because it's going to get confusing. You'll see in a second how confusing it can get. I'm putting big dots on this so that you can see those. You could just put a little tick mark with a green or red, or when you make these lines, you could use a colored pencil just with a dot. It just makes it easier to know which one you're actually using. You'll see in a second what I mean. But it's just cool how it goes through these different points. See, now I can find my next point right there. Those red dots are the ones I'm using. But you can see how it's starting to get a little confusing here. Like, whoa, all these circles are kind of just wobbling in space at me. But I love it. The way all this geometry works out, and it just lines up just beautifully. Look at this. It's beautiful. Oh, I've got a gap over here. Where do I have a gap? Right here. I didn't do that one. So that's a good idea to use some kind of a colored tick mark on there. Okay. That's 12 dots. I've got just a couple things to do, and then I'm going to stop this video. Then I've got a video number 2 that will go from the 12 points to 24 points. Okay, now these see this inner circle. We've constructed it so that the circles do intersect right on that circle, but you've got these intersections here in the green. See those? There's no other intersections at that level. Oh, here's another one here. Goes from there, working my way down. I've got this circle, and then it ends up right here. So this we're going to make concentric circles. So I'm going to open my compass up. Actually, I'm going to close it. So there's the intersection. You can see it right here. And that goes all the way around the circle. So that's going to be a circle. Double check that. These compasses have a little play in them. You got to push them out to the extreme opening. That's circle. And then the next one would be there. And then the next one is here. There's that green dot. That's another intersection. Those are just intersections on those circles that revolve around the center. Notice how those concentric circles are getting closer and closer together. We'll look at this for a second. Again, this is just another aid. We did the demo in class. You did it in class. And then I've got the paper tutorial, a hard copy tutorial you can look at. This is just another reinforcing. Okay, so that is an eye. It's nowhere near the complexity of this, but that would be the final step before we go to the next level, which we're going to be adding in points in between there and then doing another series of circles and another series of concentric lines. Okay, that's the end of this part one. We'll see you on the other side.